wonderful good morning, dear viewers, to all of you tuned in to Lumen TV on channel 101 on Top Star Decoder. But of course, we will also say welcome to all of you who are following Lumen TV and this program in particular on our social platforms. We are talking of Facebook and YouTube. My name is Sydney Mwamainda and I am joined by Vincent Piri. Mvula calls you what?
He doesn't know my name. He needs to be taught.
Okay. Kindly welcome.
My name is Vincent Piri and welcome viewers to Lumen this day.
Okay. So we spoke of Mr. Benedicto Mvula because today is, we are privileged that he's the one standing on the cameras and we are grateful to him. Dear viewers, we have a number of stories that we are looking at today. And we have a story of Bishop George Lungu, who has cautioned Catholics against the politicization and donations that politicians give to the church. We also have a story on the Constitution Committee, which is about to begin its provincial sittings on October 27. Well, of course, Vincent, we are in the independence fever, and we'll get to look at a story on how tellers are doing. You know, in the Independence Week, people like to put on Zambian colors. Yeah. So we also have a story on the suspension of cash for work that has been suspended, but also we have some stories on the political front. Mr. John Sangwa State Council and Madam Dorika Banda, who've joined forces. But of course, Mr. Nakachinda has been arrested. But also on, I think when we were here on Tuesday we talked about the Copper Queens, and we said they are going to put smiles on our faces for us to continue celebrating, especially in the Independence Week. Vincent, let us, believing that the viewers are there and that they will take part on this program through text messages and phone calls. Vincent has the phone ready there to take the phone calls and the text messages. Let's begin with a story coming from Chipata Diocese. Bishop George Lungu of Chipata Diocese has warned against turning church gatherings into political platforms. In a statement issued on October 22, 2025, he directed all priests and all Catholics that no politician should campaign or make political remarks during church events except the president when officially invited to national religious occasions. Even in that case, the Bishop of Chipata said the president also need to follow the decorum or the liturgical etiquette of worship of the Catholic Church. The statement was presented by or delivered by Father Gabriel Kwaku Mwanza, who is the communications director for the Diocese of Chipata. And we have an edited video of that statement. And right now, let us listen to what the bishop said through Father Kwaku.
Considering the growing trend of politicians visiting our church gatherings and using such occasions to advance their political campaigns through acts of apparent generosity, I write to remind you all of the need for utmost vigilance, prudence, and integrity in these matters. The church is first and foremost a place of prayer, worship, and spiritual nourishment. It must never be reduced to a platform for political activities, including but not limited to campaigns and donations. While donations to the church or community projects may on the surface appear to be generous we must discern the true motive behind them. Too often, such gestures are aimed at gaining political favor and buying votes ahead of elections, and rather than serving the genuine needs of the people. As your local ordinary, I therefore issue this directive. No political figure or aspirant should be given a platform to campaign or make political statements during our liturgical celebrations or church events. Let us remember that our gatherings are sacred and must remain free from partisan influence. However, an exception may be made with regard to the President of the nation, when he or she is officially invited to attend a solemn church function, such as the consecration of the bishop, the dedication of a cathedral, or other similar religious occasions of national character. Even in such cases, their participation must remain within the dignity and decorum appropriate to worship, and avoid turning the event into a political affair.
Okay, so Vincent, the Bishop of Chipata there through Father Kwaku.
Yeah, it's clear, Sydney. The bishop there is clear. No political parties to engage the church, Sydney. Yeah, because many times we've seen, especially towards elections, these politicians want to visit the churches and bringing in donations, and all in trying to win numbers, because for them, whenever they see people, they are looking at numbers. The politicians want to work with numbers. This happens in the church. This happens even at football events and so on, where there are numbers. That's where the politicians want to go and try to campaign. They take their whatever monies or whatever donations that they want to bring, and then in exchange, what they are interested in is money. But at the end of the day, I think the bishop is clear there. It says the church is not a place where we should be talking about politics and so on, but a place of prayer and so on and so forth. So for me, I think he is spot on, Sydney.
Yeah, so the bishop their viewers saying that we need to discern the true motive of these donations that politicians give us, in particular Vincent. We hear several times statements like, who can say no to money? Yeah. But if money is not given with good motives, then that is debt money, and we should not get it. Of course, I mentioned that is an edited version of the statement of the bishop, but further within people can find that statement, that video on Lumen TV Facebook page, and the bishop there goes on to say that there is need to be transparent even when such donations are given, and to ensure that they work for the intended projects that in cases where politicians have given money for a particular service to the projects of the church, that money needs to be put to that particular use, and receipts and documents should be kept, so that in future when there's need for reference, then you say, okay, this money was given and this money worked for this purpose. So that is what he was saying, but in all is that the church should remain very independent, and we know from the social teachings of the church that the political state and the church are two different states or entities of our society, and that the two will never walk in one path, meaning the two will never be one. So the offices and the work will remain different, but they serve the same people. Of course, government from the human point of view, the church from the spiritual point of view, but the church normally teaches that it is above the political state because it deals with both. In a statement, you cannot save the soul and forget about the human being or the human aspect of the person. So that is actually why we see sometimes church and politics maybe working together, but in essence these two need not to mix as in trying to become one office, so to say. So that was the Bishop of Chipata, and I think what he says is purely for his diocese, but this is what the church teaches, and that we've heard statements before from even other bishops, but this has come timely, especially that we are in the election year. So no priest, no parish priest will say, no, me, I was not told, me, I didn't know, because even them, they know. So we move on, Vincent, to the next story, and you take that one up.
Okay, the Technical Committee of Amendments of the Constitution will start its sitting on Monday, October 27, 2025. The sittings are expected to run until November 13th, 2025, after which the final report will be officially handed over on November 26, 2025. According to the schedule, will be as follows. The sittings will begin with Central, Northern, Northwestern, Western and Eastern Province from 27th to 30th September. The sittings will then proceed to Mchinga, Southern Copper Belt, Luapula Province from November 3rd to November 6th, 2025. The process will conclude with Lusaka Province from November 10th to November 13th, 2025. The final report will be completed on November 16th, 2025 and handed over on November 2026. So Sydney,
the train is moving, Vincent.
The train is moving.
The aim is to amend the constitution.
Yes.
Terms of references we are given, and analysts and people who've looked at those, they are saying they are all pointing to Bill number 7, and this is a bill that the Zambians in general said no to, but it appears the government is determined. They want to make amendments to the constitution, issues to do with delimitation, issues to do with by-elections, and many other issues to do with the proportional representation and all that. I think that is what is in there. However, like I said already, Zambians have said no. The church has spoken. The civil society have spoken. They said this is not the right time. We don't have time. But even from this schedule that has come out, Vincent, from 27th of October to 13th of November, the sittings have to come to an end, and on the 26th, the report should be given. We are talking about Zambia having 10 provinces, and the period given for the technical committee to go around the provinces is maybe like 2 weeks. We are talking about maybe 2 days or 1.5 days per province. Is that feasible, Vincent? That is the question that should be asked. Is it possible that they are going to listen to every person in the diocese or in the provinces? Yes, we can talk of key persons perhaps, but how do we determine a key person? Because every Zambian knows the difficulties that he's going through, and these people we call key persons most of the times have turned out to be sellouts. They are after their own interests. Is this possible? So when they come on the 13th, 26th, they have to write a report and hand it over. For a good constitution, a credible constitution. Is it possible? and look, Vincent, the other thing is this. We have this process that is kick-starting.
Yeah.
And of course, for the technical committee, it has already started. Yeah. We have another activity, an important activity or exercise that is happening, the voter registration exercise. People are going for their NRCs and registering. And we know in Zambia, there are always queues. So the people are doing the voter registration and the NRC registration or obtaining. And then the same people now, they have to move again to go to this other process. And on top of that, they have to do their own works to make ends meet.
Yeah. It's interesting, Sydney. I'm thinking, why is it so important to do this thing this time around? Yeah. And like you said, Sydney, the time frame is just too short that they've given themselves. For me, I think it's even better to just say, let's leave it. Let's talk about this thing after maybe the elections, because they will be busy during this time. Like you said, there are all these things that are happening, voter registration and so on. And these are people that are also manning offices, very important offices that they're supposed to attend to. But here they looking at the constitution and all these other things that are happening. So for me, I think, why are they so in a hurry to amend this constitution now? I mean, so I think those are the questions that a lot of Zambians should be asking, Sydney.
Vincent, I don't know what they are seeing, but of course, one thing to mention for me, for example, I don't like by-elections. There should be a process in which we can, because we waste a lot of money in these by-elections. But of course, you cannot only deal with that one particular matter or the issue of saying, no, the amendments, the constituencies are too big, and then today you do this piecemeal, like, that's the word I was looking for. Piecemeal amendments. Why can't we do
once and for
all thing? Why should we spend money here? We travel today to the provinces. Again, next time we come, we travel. Does it make sense? It's like, Vincent, you want to buy breakfast for your house. You discover you don't have sugar. You start off to town. You go and buy sugar. You come back. You discover again you don't have tea bags. Again you go back to town. Again, imagine. This is what we are doing. Same thing.
Over and over.
I think it is not helping us, especially when we talk of Zambia, that has got people who are wallowing in poverty and the high cost of living.
And we're talking about Zambia that is 61 years old.
61 years of independence, and we are still meandering in terms of making progress in some of these things. I think it's sad, Vincent. You mentioned Zambia is 61 years of independence this week on the 24th, and so the independence fever is there, and we are told the tellers in Livingstone are cashing in as there is an increase of orders ahead of the country's 61st independence commemoration. And thanks, we have a video from Livingstone at Dambwa Central Market, where several tellers were found racing against time to meet customers' deadlines. Let us look at this video and we see what we can make out of this news item.
As Zambia gears up to mark 61 years of independence on 24th October, residents of Livingstone are embracing the national spirit in style. At Dambwa Central Market in the tourist capital, tellers are working around the clock to meet the soaring demand for custom-made outfits in national colors.
Awa, sinza dandaola vintu vichemu namba. Viri bwino vintu. Ma prices after ngali bwino nchifuko tichu kamecha vintu viri bwino chabe.
For local teller Jacqueline Mwemba, the celebration brings not only pride but pressure. She is now working late into the night to keep up with the flood of last-minute orders.
Paka abamene batunga basocha be mulungu ati darisa tigabana according la pasako uyu still complain last minute ma pressure riko at least zesco iriko timankala kunyumba futi nyamula mashini wendo watungirako kunyumba.
But while the festive event brings a welcome boost in business, it also comes with a share of challenges.
Vintu vili affordable manje kaya still more. Oloba cha fair price. Discount.
This Friday marks Zambia's 61st Independence Day, a celebration of the country's journey to sovereignty and a tribute to those who fought for freedom and self-determination. Matilda Munga, ZMBC News in Livingstone.
There you are, Sydney. Some business opportunities there because of the fever that is there, independence fever, and of course, tellers are cashing in a lot. Sydney, my daughter is also one of those that is attending actually today. And last week, my wife found a dress for her, and I think it was a bit big or something, so they wanted to adjust it. When the following day it was gone, someone else bought it. So she had to go and buy another one just yesterday, just to beat the deadline, because the event's supposed to be today. Yeah, so this is what is happening, Sydney, in Livingstone. The fever is high, and people are excited. And the tellers are cashing in a lot. Yes,
yes, Vincent. Actually, because it's a national event, you know, it's a national celebration, commemoration of 61 years of independence, and as you mentioned, talking about your daughter, it is actually that sector of our country that is so much into independence. You remember the school days, because the school-going children, especially nowadays with a lot of private schools, but also government schools, have entered into it. There's a lot of business for the tellers, because everyone wants to buy Htenge material and make the best design of an attire that you can for your kid, and maybe also for yourself and for your household. So there's a lot of market there, and I'm sure the tellers are thinking, maybe
you should be having it every day.
You see, but it comes at a cost for the parents, like you say.
Yes, it does.
Because it's not cheap, because they know it's like a one-off business day thing. So people have their minds attuned to cashing in.
But let's hope, Sydney, they even know what it means, because I mean, especially for the young ones, it's just that day when they will just wear the Zambian colors, and then probably they just sing the old songs that we used to sing those days. But really the essence is not there. They don't really know what is happening.
It's actually teaching them, Vincent, because it starts from there. When you see them, how much they learn from the phone, the gadgets, they know how to open, to go to YouTube, to search for their cartoons and what. So even independence, slowly but surely, going by their age, it's good that it's happening, and they'll grow up knowing to say, there's a day we used to put on these colors and the like. And kids nowadays are very intelligent. Some of them, they ask, why am I putting on this today and not my usual uniform? You see, and beginning from school, actually, they are taught on this particular day, and they are taught not on the material day, but way before. You see, they are told, no, on this day you should tell your parents to buy for you attires that are independence attires, national colors and the like. So they learn. When they go there, they are playing, they sing the national anthem and the like. They are learning, and ask them, they will tell you, oh, the first president was Dr. Kenneth Kaunda. So they start from there. It's good that it begins at tender age. Yes, Vincent, we have a story on the Cash for Work program, which has been suspended for review.
Oh yeah, the story reads, the Ministry of Local Government has temporarily suspended the Cash for Work program across the country to allow for reconciliation and review of the program guidelines. Speaking at a press briefing, Minister of Local Government Permanent Secretary for Administration, Dr. Gabriel Pollen, says the suspension period will be used to conduct a proper review and implement a more robust system aimed at preventing the double dipping of government resources. Dr. Pollen says the ministry currently has an outstanding balance of 23 million kwacha in unpaid wages under the program, adding that funds have already been allocated to settle the arrears. He says some beneficiaries already on other government social schemes such as the social cash transfer were also enrolled in the Cash for Work program, a situation that should not be allowed. Therefore, the review period will
help consolidate data across ministries to ensure such overlaps are completely eliminated. Yes, yeah. Vincent, so that is the story on cash for work, which has been suspended, but what is this cash for work in Zambia? I think it's a social protection and livelihood support program where communities are paid a cash allowance in exchange for doing public or community service work, especially in rural and vulnerable areas. Instead of receiving food or goods, people receive cash so they can buy what they need, while at the same time helping build or restore community assets. Vincent, you know, this is the story that what they do is what we talked about before, especially in my constituency. You find you find youths and women with hose digging a drainage. And there are stones. When they find a stone, they jump over it. They leave the drainage
they store in between, they go to another place.
They find a tree there, they again just leave it like that, and they come and they are given money that they've done a drainage. But concern over the other people about this is that in spite of these shortcomings that we have of the shoddy work and all that, is that the same cash for work projects are only given to some aligned people, you know, people, for example, in the constituents or in the ward that may be related to the councillor, to the ward chairman and the like. Those are the people that are given such such tasks, and they are paid for the work they do. And the cry of the people is that all the people who are vulnerable and that need support, or people that have suffered calamities, for example, cash for work is given sometimes when you have droughts or you don't have good harvests, minimum has become expensive. People are identified, those that are struggling, and they are given this, and it should be given to all. The work should be given to all people as long as they deserve. But the cry is that only those people who are related to some office bearers are given such works and such monies, and which is not good, besides the short work that is done. Okay, Vincent, I was given a signal that we are running out of time, but we can mention that Mr. John Sangwa and Madam Dori Kabanda have joined the forces. So prominent constitutional lawyer John Sangwa, State Counsel, and former banker Madam Dori Kabanda have joined the forces under the Movement for National Renewal, MNR, with intentions to contest future elections. So so that is one story that we have. And we can only wish them all the best, because credible political parties or movements are what we need.
Yeah.
Because the government needs proper checks and balances.
Yes.
Otherwise, without a strong opposition party or strong opposition parties, then our democracy is just by name. It's not functional. It's the same thing. We have a story of Mr. Nakachinda, who has been arrested for 18 months, is given a sentence, and is to serve. And the Patriotic Front and the Tonse Alliance have deeply mourned this one. They are saying this was the man who was helping them to mobilize both the Patriotic Front and the Tonse Alliance. And now he's been arrested. Vincent, if you talk of 18 months, it is even beyond the August 12 for the election. So meaning that this is a huge blow to the Patriotic Front and the PF, or the Patriotic Front and the Tonse Alliance. And if you ask what is the offense that he has, it is actually defamation. We read in social media that Mr. Nakachinda said that the challenges that the PF is having because the president, so to say, that is what he said. I was reading that the president has been organizing secret meetings with the judges so that they can destabilize the Patriotic Front. So it is because of that offense of defamation of the president's character that Mr. Nakachinda has been arrested for or sentenced for 18 months. Which is a blow, like I said, to the Patriotic Front and the Tonse Alliance. And maybe what we can say is that maybe our politicians should be careful with what they say. If they are serious of indeed saving the Zambian people and giving proper checks and balances, because much as you are a politician, you are not supposed to say whatever you want, because there is a law, and the law will always come and face you. But that becomes a disadvantage to the party, first of all, that you belong to, the membership, and in this case, we are even going into the election. So director says we wind up. Vincent, the Copper Queens arrived at a stadium singing. We can see those pictures, of course, as an overlay director. And of course, they also celebrated the goal. Vincent, as we talk about that, it was a 4-win victory over Namibia.
4-2 win, I think an important one. Playing away from home, winning by 4 goals to 2, a difference of 2 goals. Namibia will come to Zambia on Sunday. They will be playing at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium, and I think the job, we say, was already done in South Africa. So when Namibia comes here, I think it's just to finish it up. Otherwise, this is a game that Zambia should say they are qualified to the Africa Cup 2026.
Vincent, 4-2, you are saying it's done.
Well, I mean,
the 2-goal difference can be
it's
overturned.
Yeah, they need to be careful when they come here, but it's something that they should just consider done. Otherwise, winning away from home by 4 goals to 20. If you look at the way Namibia were playing, I don't see Namibia winning Zambia by 3 goals to 0 anyway.
It's football, Vincent.
I don't see them winning by 3 goals to 0.
Maybe because I support Liverpool, that we know that we are good at comebacks.
But if you look at the way Namibia was playing, I don't see them scoring 3 goals.
You're becoming overconfident, Vincent.
What Zambia just has to do is to strengthen their defense, because I think the Zambia defense is the one that is not really that good. So if they can strengthen their defense, then then we're going to win.
Anyway, Vincent,
Because
we
they are
are in
striking
the
force
Independence
about-
Week, and Sunday means we've celebrated our independence on
with a win.
on Friday. So that will be icing on the cake. The
Yeah.
Copper Queens will come here, and I'm sure we'll go to the stadium and then cheer them. They finish up the work comfortably, and we'll be singing. Yeah. So, dear viewers, that is what we could compile for today's episode of Lumen this day. Join us again on Tuesday, and thank you very much to all of you that tuned in and that followed this particular program on our social media platforms. Until next time, when we come back with some more stories. For today, that is it, and bye for today.